under the arrears program, the non-payment, sir, of national insurance contributions for the last 3 years of the administration, sir, for public servants, sir, which we are now settling under the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, sir. The failure, sir, to repay personal income tax refunds since between 2011, sir, and 2016, sir, were representing, sir, a feature of how the previous administration allowed the country and its fiscal management, sir, to fall into disrepair, to the point, sir, that, as you may recall, we would have received no less than 20 downgrades, sir, during that period of time. But we, sir, have committed ourselves to restoring confidence as far as the economy is concerned, but confidence as it relates to people and its trust and their trust in government. And so the amendment before the chamber is part of how we saw an opportunity, sir, with respect to being able to right certainly the wrongs of the previous administration in the way that it conducted, sir, the business of the affairs of the people of this country. And we accept, sir, that having suffered for 10 years, that whilst we would have given the amnesty between July 1st last year and December of 2018, and whilst we would have done the extension, that the reality is, sir, that because businesses, through exhausting, sir, their overdraft facilities, because they were waiting in part on government to pay them, and they were waiting in vain under the previous administration, that a lot of businesses, sir, are highly indebted because of the need to utilize those facilities to finance themselves in what, sir, was a very, very challenging economy, not because of anything related to the international economy or anything like that, but certainly because the previous government, the previous administration, through the execution of very, very, very flawed public policy, sir, created a situation in Barbados where the economy stagnated, whilst the rest of the region, sir, the rest of the countries in the region were growing. Internationally, sir, economies are growing, but in Barbados, in the last 10 years, all we were doing, sir, is going down, down, down. So we have reached a point, sir, where we recognize that it takes time for people to get themselves back into a position where, one, they can start saving again because they have to pay down some of those debts, sir. So as we are currently repaying the arrears for the goods and services that individuals and businesses would have supplied to government, as we are in the process of repaying the tax refunds, sir, that we appreciate, and as we stay current, that we appreciate, sir, that people have to work that debt down first before they start saving and before they start to do any new investment. And the reality is that for a large number of Barbadians, still, sir, that whilst we gave the amnesty during that period of time, that people still want to be able to come forward, sir, and make themselves right as far as their land tax obligations or any other tax obligation. So I want to take this opportunity, sir, to remind Barbadians that so long as you are prepared to enter an arrangement with respect to the Barbados Revenue Authority to settle any tax arrears, sir, all they have to do, sir, is to write to the Ministry of Finance, and once an arrangement can be met, sir, and reached and agreed, that we can facilitate that, because this government, our intention, sir, is to allow people and businesses to get themselves right, sir, so that going forward, as we have created an atmosphere, sir, of economic stability, that when financial institutions are looking at whether individuals or businesses, that they can see that there's a clear plan, sir, with respect to the settlement of any of these arrears, such that business decisions or individual decisions, sir, on the part of our citizens can be made such that commerce can be enhanced in this country. And so I do not want it to be said, sir, that we, the government of Barbados, this new administration, that we have not been facilitating, sir, throughout this process. And so I remind the public that whilst the amnesty that we have proposed here, sir, with respect to the waiver of penalties and interest for land taxes for the period of time that the bill speaks to, that so long as persons are prepared to make themselves right, sir, all they need to do is to write the Ministry of Finance, and we will work with them with respect to the Barbados Revenue Authority, to be able to help facilitate, sir, the settlement of these tax arrears. And the truth is, sir, what has happened is that as part of our settlement program that we started with the issuance of our Series F bonds for those goods and services, sir, which commenced in April 1st of this year. And as more and more people now opt to, as we've done, certainly, sir, with Resolution Life and the settlement of that, sir, that people now, sir, are in a position to actually say, well, I now can deal with this particular tax arrears that they owe to the Crown, simply because the government of Barbados, sir, has started to settle in a meaningful way the things that the previous administration, sir, had left in abeyance for some time. And so we found ourselves in a situation now, sir, where more and more persons are coming forward to make themselves right with the government of Barbados. I didn't want to urge Barbadians to continue to do so, because as the government has set out a program with respect to settling all of the arrears that have been owed to taxpayers by the previous administration, that we too want to give persons the opportunity, sir, to be able to enter into arrangements to settle their arrears to government, so that we do so in a manner that allows for commerce, sir, to move forward in this country with confidence. And that is what this government, is committed to doing, and therefore we want to make sure that not just confidence, but the trust in the system, sir. The trust in the system, that when you take a contract with any government agency, sir, as an individual or a business, that one, you will be paid. But of course, you got to do the work in order to be paid. And that is important to qualify, sir, because under the last government, a lot of monies were paid, but a lot of work was not done. And we have had to come to office, sir, in order to find new money to complete work that should have been done, while still trying to break new ground, sir, with respect to what's going on. And there will be another time, sir, for a greater discussion with respect to that. But the reality is, once you are actively engaged in the government and you're performing the services that you're supposed to perform under whatever contract you've agreed, sir, that so long as you fulfill the terms with respect to the contract, you'll be paid on time. Okay. So the reality is, sir, that we are on a journey, and it is important that as we go through the next few months and years, sir, that restoring that trust and confidence and public confidence, sir, with respect to the citizens of this country will be critical as part of the economic recovery, because without the confidence for individuals and businesses, sir, to be able to carry out and plan their affairs, and to know what is the trajectory with respect to public policy, the trajectory with respect to fiscal policy, sir, the trajectory with respect to how monetary policy in the conduct of exchange control, sir, on these things, that this is something, sir, that we are committed to staying the course. As I have to inform the chamber officially, sir, as you may know, yesterday, the executive board of the IMF, sir, approved the second review with respect to the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program. And as a result, sir, we will receive just under $100 million, sir, with respect to disbursements. With respect to disbursements. The reality is, sir, this comes on the heels of, sir, the first upgrade with respect to the creditworthiness, sir, of Barbados for over a decade, sir. And we would have done that in part, sir, on the back of settling the external commercial credit debt, with respect to the country. And don't mind what is being said in the public, sir. The reality is, and I know that it is something that they are not used to. And the reality is, sir, as you know, under the last administration, sir, whenever one looked at any of the economic indicators for this country, and I know the previous member of this honorable chamber for St. Peter would have made reference to it in this way. And I recall, sir, him saying one day that all of the indicators that are supposed to be up, sir, were down, and all of those that were supposed to be down, sir, were up.
Yes, I remember that.
And therefore, in the circumstances, sir, where you live in an upside-down world, and you continue to dwell there, sir, when you hear that your country is being upgraded in terms of its creditworthiness, sir, that is a problem for you, sir, because you live, or you continue to live, sir, in a world that is upside down. And the reality is that this government, sir, has come to office, and over the last 18 months, we have worked to restore economic stability in this country, so that all of those economic indicators, sir, that we are accustomed to, that when people look at Barbados, sir, they will see that Barbados is a place that not just they can do business, is a place that they can come and live, is a place that they can come and invest, sir, or it's just a place that they will just come and have a nice vacation. But the reality is, sir, that this government is on a mission to restore those very economic fundamentals, sir, that gives all of us, sir, and our constituents the confidence to go, sir, and plan their affairs. The confidence, sir, to be able to go and invest in a small business. The confidence, sir, to go and make some investments, sir, in some future securities, because I know, sir, that throughout this process, once we have been completed with it, that Barbadians, sir, as well as persons in the region, will see the confidence that once this government of Barbados, sir, starts to reissue new debt, that people will know that it is something that they can trust and believe, because we would have charted, sir, a path of performance, a record, sir, that everybody can believe and understand, because we would have created an atmosphere of trust and accountability as part of the recovery, sir. And it is important that as we move forward, and I know, sir, that whilst there may be some who pretend that they don't understand what an upgrade means. They pretend, sir, that they don't understand what it means. Because let me reiterate, sir, that when we came to office, the interest rates that we were paying, sir, on our external debt was just short of 13%. And, sir, let me just indicate that any private sector investment, sir, because people forget that companies redomiciled from Barbados because the credit rating was falling at a rate, sir. As a matter of fact, Barbados didn't realize that it has so many ratings until the last government came in, because under the Barbados Labour Party government, the economic management, sir, was stellar. So people didn't, it was not even contemplated. People didn't even understand that there were ratings in that sense, because there was no need for rating action, sir.
Right.
But under the last government, people got to understand every rung of the rating scale, sir. Every rung of the rating scale. Down. Down, sir. And now that we have come to office, sir, and started to execute the Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program, all of a sudden, sir, all of a sudden, up is a bad thing. But as I said, sir, if you live in the upside down world, then that one can be excused if that is your perspective. But the reality is, sir, we have started to fill the hole that the Democratic Labour Party left this country in, sir, and we will continue to work on behalf of the people of Barbados, sir, to ensure that we can lift ordinary Barbadians out of the mess. The mess. People forget, sir, that when we came to office last year, sir, raw sewage was still flowing in the streets of Barbados. Now, I dare say, within the first 9 months, that was sorted. It was sorted. So that in of itself, sir, because you would recall, sir, that we received travel advisories, sir, 4 of them, to be precise, which in of itself, sir, was a type of downgrade of the country. A new grade of down, sir. And sir, it was not our finest moment, sir. It was not our finest moment of as a country. But we have worked, sir, to ensure that Barbadians understand that they have a government, sir, that is prepared to take decisions on their behalf and to improve the quality of their lives. And what the restructuring of our debt, what the credit upgrades will mean for us, sir, and this is the stark reality.
Right.
That whatever solution in terms of the financing for the permanent outfall, sir, and the upgrade of those tertiary plants, sir, it means that when we go to negotiate, sir, with any of the financial institutions, sir, that we will do so on a completely different footing, because the cost of financing those projects now, sir, changes significantly, because we've been able not just to settle our external debt restructuring, but because we've been able to put our credit worthiness, sir, and our ratings on an upward trajectory. It means then, and as I said, sir, given the IMF board just yesterday issued the approved, sir, the second review, that too is a signal now, sir, with respect to being able to the international community that Barbados is back on track. And we, as long as we keep the focus, sir, and stay the course with respect to the program, then it means that all of the things that will need to be done on finance, sir, that we will find it a little easier to do so, simply because there's greater confidence, sir, that Barbados can actually execute and complete the programs.
Right.
And so, Mr. Deputy Speaker, this is where we are at the moment with respect to the program. And the reality is, sir, that unlocking investment and unlocking confidence, sir, takes time. It takes grit. And the fact, sir, that we are meeting here in December, today is 17th, a week before Christmas, sir, should signal to Barbadians, sir, that this government has worked. It will continue to work, sir, to ensure that we leave no stone unturned, that we are able to make decisions and to bring to this parliament, sir, because we were all elected to turn around this country, and they keep saying that, sir, we were all elected to turn around this country, despite some of us may wish to sometimes forget that. But the reality is, sir, that one of us, sir, I don't want to mislead the House, one of us. But the reality is, sir, that this performance will start to see over the coming months, sir, a resurgence in terms of the economy. And the reality is that there are many people out there who still need work.
Right.
Who still need work. And the reality is that in order to unwind a lot of the confusion, as I described it, sir, that was created by the last administration, that over the course of the last 18 months in being able to establish a platform on which we can now stand, that we know is firm, sir, and notwithstanding the fact that there are still challenges which we have to face, and we will confront those challenges. But the reality is, sir, that this government, sir, we've committed that we will face those challenges and we will fix them. And in so doing, we know that over the course of the next few months, and I know that people, ordinary people, sir, are looking for better terms and conditions of work. Ordinary people are looking for other opportunities, sir, to earn. I know people are still indebted, and given that we have accelerated, sir, one, the payments of those refunds, but of course, the refunds in of itself, sir, is not the only thing that needs to be done. But the economy now, sir, in terms of opportunities for Barbadians, people want to see those opportunities come to fruition. But the only way that can truly happen, sir, is if we accelerate the implementation of the reforms. And the reality is, we have embarked on a process that it is in terms of the level of consultation, sir, which is required to build consensus. And through that, I am confident that we will be in a position to not just get the reforms implemented, but Barbadians, sir, will be able to see the benefits of those reforms as early as possible. And so, sir, I am confident that as we close out this 2019 year, and looking forward, sir, to with optimism, sir, 2020, that so long as all Barbadians, sir, remain committed to the process, stay the course with respect to the execution of the mission, sir, that this Barbados that we are seeking to rebuild, I believe, sir, will be stronger and much more resilient. And so long as we stay the course, sir, that we'll be able to execute the reforms. Now, sir, I really want to say to you in closing on this particular debate, that the last 18 months, sir, we have done a lot. We have done a lot. Of course, there's still more work to be done. But I want, through you, sir, to say to the public that things may appear to have been done easily. And we cannot build up an expectation that things will always work as smoothly as it may appear. Because I can tell you, sir, it has not been smooth by any stretch of the imagination. But because we have all committed ourselves, sir, to working doubly hard, sir, doubly hard, to try to ensure that we can be in a position to make decisions as early as possible, such that Barbadians can see results as early as possible, that the execution of any reform program, sir, has to be, in a sense, accelerated. We will continue to engage, but this has not been an easy process. And there may be some who, in their analysis of the government, may not necessarily fully appreciate, sir, that all of us in here who hold the various portfolios of government, that whilst we have been able to ensure that the macroeconomic picture, sir, has stabilized, that throughout that period of time, we have focused, sir, on engaging our young people Because in the last 10 years, sir, in the last 10 years, the previous government never saw it fit, sir, to make any meaningful investment in the young people in this country. And as you will recall, sir, that lack of investment, sir, that lack of investment saw at its height the imposition of tuition fees for tertiary education in this country. But this government, sir, under significantly trying circumstances, one of the first things we did, sir, was to restore tuition fees for university students in this country. In addition, sir, we have created, through the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, sir, the Barbados Youth Advanced Course, sir, which, sir, is intended, as I said, sir, to ensure that we give our young people in this country, sir, a real chance. Because all of us in this room, sir, in this chamber, we canvass the length and breadth of Barbados, and in all of our constituencies, sir, we know hundreds of young people who would left school 5, 6, 7 years, sir, and never had a real job. And this Barbados Labour Party, we have sought to put those young people, sir, on the front line with respect to investment in their future, and we shall continue to do that. So when people say, sir, that upgrades now is a problem, we have not just focused on the economic side, but we have given those young people an opportunity, sir, to upgrade their lives. And as long as those young people, sir, continue on that path, and we continue as parliamentarians and as government, sir, to create an atmosphere for investment in this country at all levels, then I know that those young people, rather than turning to the options that they have now, will pursue an alternative future, and supported not just by the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, but by this government, sir, because it is important, sir, that we continue to make those social investments. And so long as we make those social investments, sir, we will continue to see a much more resilient Barbados, and then the economy, sir, will start to turn around quickly, because there's a social compact that is linked, sir, to the economic reality. And that, sir, is what this Barbados Labour Party government has been able to do, and we will continue, sir, to support those programs, because the previous administration, sir, never saw it fit, sir, to invest in those young people. But we found the money, sir. We found the money to invest in those people. So when they spoke about it is more, Barbados is more than the economy, it's a society, sir. You remember that, sir?
Yes, I remember.
Sounded nice, but no real program, sir, to create opportunity or even a level of optimism, sir, for young people to understand what this society thing was all about. But we, sir, will continue to support these programs. And I know that in the coming year, that through the Ministry of Labour and the First Jobs Initiative, sir, that we will respond equally on that side as well, sir, because it is important, sir, that we let young people know that they have a government that is looking out for them and their families. And this, sir, is part of how the Barbados Labour Party is seeking to restore this country. It is not yet complete, but we shall continue to support those programs in a way that would allow for those young people and their families to feel optimistic about their future. Now, sir, I wish to, obviously I support the bill before the House. I have I support the amendments of before the House, but I wanted to set the context, sir, because this particular amendment speaks to the land tax and the amnesty. The reality is that it all fits in a puzzle, sir. It all fits in a puzzle, and the reality is that as we, as a government, charting what for many might be regarded as a new path for this country. And certainly we hope to transform this country, sir, that we are each bringing things here, and I think in the context of what we've been able to do within the parliamentary agenda, sir, that the reforms once implemented, sir, and people are engaged and we raise the appropriate public awareness that so long as Barbadians, sir, stay the course, if there are things that don't go as planned, sir, we will make the adjustments. And in making those adjustments, sir, that is the reality of governing. You monitor to see how something is performing, and if it's not performing according to what you would like, sir, you make adjustments. But the reality is, sir, we have to be committed to a process whereby trust is restored in the government. We can improve, sir, the provision of the public services, which significantly deteriorated under the previous government. As we improve those services, sir, that the people get a sense that the level of taxation that is being asked of them is commensurate with a quality delivery of services, such that they feel comfortable that what they're being asked to pay fits with respect to the delivery of those services. And so, sir, I want to certainly support the amendments before the House as it relates to this land tax amendment, and I beg to move that this bill be read a second time. Thank you. I'm obliged to you.
The question is that it be read a second time. All members in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that you do not leave the chair in the House resolve itself in committee for further consideration of this bill.
The question is that I do not leave the chair and this House resolve itself in committee for further consideration of this bill. All members in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it.
The House is in standing Finance Committee.
Committee.
Committee, sorry.
Clause 1.
Chair, I beg to move that Clause 1 stand part.
The question is that Clause 1 stand part. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it.
Clause 2.
Chair, I beg to move that Clause 2 stand part.
The question is that Clause 2 stand part. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it.
Chair, I beg to move, I beg to move that you report to His Honour the Deputy Speaker the passing of one bill in committee.
The question is that I do now report to His Honour the Deputy Speaker the passing of one bill in committee. All honourable members in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against, please say no. I think the ayes have it.
The chairman of committee has reported the passing of one bill in committee.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that this bill be read a third time.
Right. The question is that this bill be read you said
Third time.
a third time. The question is that this bill be read a third time. All members in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that this bill be passed and cited as the Land Tax Amendment Act 2019.
The question is that this bill be now passed and so cited. All members in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. This bill is now passed and so cited.
Jeffrey, 20 minutes.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move the suspension of the sitting until 10 minutes to 6.
6. The question is that this House be now suspended until 5:50 p.m.
You tell me 20 minutes.
All members in favor say aye.
Maybe I should amend that.
Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The House is now suspended until 5:50 p.m. today.